Testing, testing, one, two, three. We are live. I hope we are live. And we are live. Okay, good. We are live right now. So welcome to the stream, everyone. Today we are doing some game testing on my MacBook Pro of the new games that are available to play on Game Porting Toolkit 3.0 Beta 1. So this new version of Game Porting Toolkit that we're going to test. Haven't got around to it for various reasons, but I want to kind of batch all of these games together that we're going to test and trying to do this from scratch as well so that we have a tutorial in the making as well. And, make sure that you can get access to this too. So this is the new Game Porting Toolkit 3.0 has a lot of new features. And one of the ones that we're going to be testing today is the MetalFX layer on DLSS. So basically it means that a lot of Windows games that run through DLSS, which is NVIDIA's upscaling tech, that they've developed a MetalFX layer on top of it. So that's what we're going to be testing out today. If you have any requests, I can probably accommodate you. So if you want me to do BeamNG Drive, for example, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my my super chat notice up. So if you want to super chat something like, for example, BeamNG Drive, I wasn't intending to test this today, but I do have it downloaded. So if you want me to test it, just super chat $5, $5 US dollars, and then I will be able to have a look at it right now. So before we do that, this is going to be like a medium long, it's going to be a medium length stream today, about 2.5 hours, maybe 2 and a bit. And we're going to try and test out as many games as possible. So let's do it. So, okay. So we're going to kind of start from the beginning, and I'll kind of walk you through what I'm going to do now. So I've got macOS Tahoe installed here. So this is the developer beta. What I'll do in the future is I'll leave links in the description for how to actually install this. I'm going to be doing a tutorial at some point in the future, so don't worry too much. I mean, this is going to be a developer beta, so I don't really recommend downloading it onto your main computer. You should probably partition your internal drive, or I've installed it on an external drive. So macOS Tahoe 26.0 is going to be required if you want to use the DLSS MetalFX translation layer. So that's using the new hook for MetalFX to work on NVIDIA's DLSS supported games. So you need to be using macOS Tahoe to do that. Don't install this on your internal drive. It still is a developer beta, so just don't do that. Next thing is that we're going to be downloading Game Porting Toolkit 3. So this is the new version of Game Porting Toolkit, which is in 3.0 beta version 1. So that means that it's brand new beta, and you can download this for free. Eventually, I'll leave a link to this in the description, but it's pretty straightforward. You just use your Apple ID, sign up for the developer program, which is free. It didn't used to be free before Game Porting Toolkit, but now it is free. And then you're going to be able to download Game Porting Toolkit. You'll get to this page here. And we're also going to be making use of crossover preview as well. So you need to be using crossover preview if you want to take advantage of DLSS. So that's kind of what we're going to do. So first thing, let's download the latest version of Game Porting Toolkit. So this is like a week old now. So it's we're kind of behind, a bit behind. But yeah, that's Game Porting Toolkit 3.0 downloaded. And we're also going to be using crossover preview. So right now we're on crossover 25.0.1. But if you want to use DLSS or MetalFX, then what we need to be doing is we need to be using preview. And that's only available for paid license holders. So you need to be holding a crossover plus license or lifetime license in order to download it. And we're going to be using version, so these are like numbered by date, so 2025, 05, 07. So it was released on the 7th of May. So that's the current version. And that within that version of crossover preview, we only have Game Porting Toolkit 2.1 with D3D Metal 2.1. So that's a good version of D3D Metal, but 3.0 has a lot of newly supported features, including this DLSS MetalFX thing. So we're going to make use of that. So I'm going to minimize this. So we've got our 2 items downloaded into macOS Tahoe. I'm going to drag this into Applications folder. Oh, did I drag the wrong thing? I did the wrong thing. I'm going to drag crossover preview into the applications folder. Then I'm going to open up the Game Porting Toolkit 3.0 Beta 1. And then here, what we need to do is to mount the evaluation environment for Windows Games. Okay. So I'm going to open this up and then I'm going to start replying to chat. So let's get going. Okay, so we have the evaluation environment. We've also got the README file here, which is extremely relevant for what we are doing here. So this kind of tells us what files we need to move around. And we're going to be following this as well. So let me just catch up with the chat. Okay, so you want me to do, someone wants me to do Far Cry 5. Did they remove support for Rosetta 2? So that's not being removed until macOS 27. So you'll still be able to use macOS Tahoe to use Rosetta 2 stuff. And it's unclear about which games and applications we're going to continue to use a subset of Rosetta 2. Not sure yet. Hey, mate, is there any way to use DLSS and Metal 4 on Sequoia? As far as I'm aware, no. You need to be on macOS 26, macOS Tahoe. Can you tell some other way of downloading Wine GE on Mac? GE isn't that Proton? No, we can't download Proton on Mac. Is there a way to install FitGo repacks on Crossover? I'm not going to take piracy questions, but basically you can run any exe through Crossover. So whether it's going to work or not, I'm not sure. But I'm not taking direct questions about piracies. Okay, someone's asking, is the base M2 model of Mac Mini good? I think that the M4 Mac Mini is incredible value. So you can get it for like $500. It's going to be way better than your M2 Mac Mini. Okay, let's get started. So the first thing to do is we're going to open up our crossover. So we've got our crossover preview here, and ideally what you want to do is open it first. So it says here, it's an app downloaded from the internet, open. We need to unlock with purchase info. So I'm just going to type in my details. Awkward. My information up. Okay, so this just shows that you need to have a valid license. So you can't use the free trial with this. So it means that you are limited. Let me just get this done. Unlock our crossover preview, press OK. Ideally, you want to open up crossover preview first. We also have our Steam bottle here, which I'm going to delete. We're just going to start from scratch. It's going to be better. Okay. And then also what I'm going to do is once this has deleted, I'm going to shut down crossover preview. Okay, remember to try Just Cause 3. I don't have that. M4 Air runs League like 300 FPS. The M4 Mini is a good value. It's great value. Don't buy an M2. Also, some games have graphical issues running on the M1 and M2 generations that run fine on the M3, M4, so like Black Myth Wukong. Okay, I'm going to close crossover preview. And now we're going to make, actually, you know what? I'm going to make my bottle as well. So I'm going to install a bottle from scratch, and then we're going to modify it. Okay, so I'm going to install Steam. And I'm going to say we'll install Steam first because we need to make modifications to the bottle as well. So we need to make modifications to the Steam bottle and also to the crossover preview application in order to get this DLSS MetalFX stuff working, which we are going to try. In Yes Monotech, I am walking. I'm on a treadmill. I like to do walking while I'm live streaming so I can get my daily exercise in. And it's kind of handy to have. So if I sit down for too long, it really hurts my back. So that's why I like walking and get my exercise in. Please make a gun a heroic. I mean, heroic is pretty straightforward to install. I try to avoid it these days. Crossover preview, you can install GOG Galaxy directly. You can install Epic Game Store directly. You don't need heroic necessarily, although that it is a good application. It also has its own wine engine as well. So what's happened here? Did that just kernel panic? That's a little bit unusual. That shouldn't happen. Okay. Well, this is why I don't stream directly from the Mac, because if a kernel panics, then the stream goes down. So that's why I'm using a streaming PC. Okay, German coding, welcome to the stream. Thank you, Monotech. Can you play Detroit Beyond Human? You cannot because you can't play Vulkan games. So the beauty of G3D Metal is the fact that it's a DirectX 11 and 12 translation layer, but Apple in the infinite wisdom have yet to dedicate any resources to any kind of Vulkan translation there. So we've got DXVK, which is DirectX to Vulkan to MultiVK to Metal, but we don't have a Vulkan translation there. So we can't play Doom Eternal or Doom 2016 or the new Doom because those are Vulkan games. We can't play the new Indiana Jones game. Can't play any games like that because they're Vulkan based and we don't have a Vulkan translation there. One day I hope that they do actually make a Vulkan translation there because that would, I think, solve multiple issues with gaming on a Mac. Okay, good. So this is why you don't install a developer beta because you get crashes like that. Don't install it on your main machine because it's just not good. No, why is it installed creating Steam 2 bottle? It's so messy. Ugh. I want to install it in the existing Steam bottle. Okay, so I do have a new fat internet connection now. I'm just, which means I can download games really easily now. So if you do have a request for a game and you do a super chat, I'll definitely do that today at some point. What happened here? So crossover preview, I don't believe was ever tested on macOS Tahoe. So, just, let's delete this bottle too, because just to start from scratch, it'll be cleaner. It'll be cleaner if we do it from scratch. Is crossover preview has ARM version of Steam since it got released? No, there's no ARM version of Steam. Not the Windows version anyway. Okay, good. Any idea of when the next crossover rolling out? Well, crossover preview, last update was in May. We're only about 6 weeks away from that, so I don't really consider this a particular issue. So the main difference with preview, of course, is that it replaces the nightly builds of crossover. So it just means that we don't have nightly builds anymore. We have like semi-stable builds, which are dated. So this one's 0507, so it's 7th of May. So that was about 5 or 6 weeks ago. So it's still relatively new. Probably not tested on macOS Tahoe. I think eventually crossover is going to update. Are you kidding me? What's happening here? Another kernel panic. That's a weird one. What's happened? Why is my I haven't even done I haven't even done any modifications to crossover yet. Just trying to install the main bottle. Tahoe has been stable for me from what I've been testing. Let me just make sure my drive has got one. My solid state drive is good. I shouldn't be panicking. What I'll do is this time is I will create the bottle in regular crossover and then see if that helps, and then it will inherit the bottle in crossover preview. So fingers crossed this is going to work. Do you think they will make Proton work for macOS? No. There's no indication that Valve are doing anything to make Windows gaming on Mac work better, even though it might be in their interest to do it. As far as I can tell, Valve and Steam are full steam ahead on the Steam Deck. I've heard about cracked versions of crossover preview. Yeah, just pay for crossover. It's going to be much better if you just pay for it. It's supporting the developers who make Windows gaming on Mac a reality, and so yeah, you should be supporting them rather than pirating. There's very good free trials as well. So there's a native version of Steam for macOS now. Yeah, so the launcher for macOS Steam is native now, but it doesn't change the fact that all the games are basically still either Intel or native ARM. On the Windows side, there aren't really Windows native ARM gaming doesn't really exist. So yeah. So you're planning to get a custom build and use a Hackintosh. Yeah, I wouldn't really invest time in Hackintosh these days because Hackintosh's days are over. The last operating system you'll ever get on a Hackintosh is going to be macOS Tahoe. So you're going to be very limited in terms of updates. So, in the past, you could have said, like, there's definitely a path. Okay, let me just see what's going on here. An upgrade path, but I don't do some thing. It just wants me to. Let me just. I'm not sure what kind of weirdness is happening here. But Terminal panics when I was trying to install Steam. I think I'll use the regular crossover to install the Steam bottle, and then the preview will inherit that bottle. Yeah, there is no iPad version for crossover. iPads use iPad OS, which is a lockdown, which is because it's a mobile platform. Steam just pushed that one Rosetta 2 is about to die in a couple of years. Yeah, that's what I made a video about last week. When do you think Hitman is WO, a World of Assassination is coming to Mac? I don't know, but you can play it on crossover now. As long as you've got enough RAM on your computer, then that's what you need. You just need 16 gigabytes of RAM, and even the base MacBook Air, like M3 and M4, will be able to play it right now. But you could also wait for the other version if you wanted to. Okay, I'm not gonna make the same mistake. Let's just make the bottle. Let's make the basic Steam bottle, and then I'm just gonna make my basic Steam bottle using my regular crossover, and then I'm gonna let the preview inherit it. It should be the same thing. Should be the same deal. What does MetalFX framed in or DLSS mean? Well, Apple have basically developed a way of inserting or hooking MetalFX into any NVIDIA DLSS supported game. So DLSS, if you don't already know, is the NVIDIA upscaling technology, and it's probably the most popular form of upscaling. So it's taking a lower resolution game and then upscaling it up to your monitor resolution or even higher, right? It basically increases frame rates for some visual quality loss, but normally it's pretty good. And what MetalFX on DLSS basically means is that we have the ability to use MetalFX on DLSS supported games. So none of these Windows games support MetalFX. So it's especially through these translation layers, but MetalFX can be hooked into DLSS supported games now. As long as you're running macOS Tahoe, as long as you're running crossover preview, it's all going to work now. So it's reportedly working on multiple games. And what the cool thing is that it supports what Apple call MetalFX frame interpolation. So that means that frames are generated and inserted between the input frames of your game, and basically increases frame rates for your game at like minimal performance loss. So it's basically DLSS, but for things. So what the hell's happening? Every time we install the VC++, whether the Visual C++, whether it's on the regular Steam crossover or crossover preview, it keeps crashing. It's weird. Because that wasn't happening to me before, because I've tested this out before. Okay. Hopefully we're going to have a good stream, despite these technical issues. I always have technical problems that no other YouTuber tends to have. Which method will be the best performance? Just use crossover. You can play legacy. Try VPN, dude. What's your opinion on macOS Tahoe? I'm not that big of a fan of the liquid glass design. I think it's quite dated looking. It reminds me of when Windows XP moved to Windows Vista. everything, all the interfaces became like transparency. So, you know, like Windows Arrow was a thing. Okay, what is happening? How do I diagnose the issue? Find an Indian guy, he'll fix it. Yeah. I need to check what's happened to my computer. Something's going wrong with the thing. How do you check reports? How do you check like crash reports? There's something going on with my. Every time I install Steam, it breaks. Something goes wrong. I am running this from an external solid state drive. If I install Steam, yeah, so you've installed Chris MacZ has installed it. Okay, what the hell is happening? Why can't I get this to work? So what is going on? I want to install Steam, but I've done it multiple times now and it's just crashed. Let me just check if there's updates. Yeah, that's a good idea. Visual C++. Thanks, Edward. But you see, when I install Steam through the bottle anyway, it's gonna install it anyway. Okay, I'm gonna confirm this one. I know I'm a bit of a glutton for pain. Let's just do it one more time, and then if it fails, I'm gonna try a different laptop. Did you patch crossover with the CX patch tool? Oh yeah, that's a good point. I'm not sure that I know that the E-man or Trip 3-man is working on a version for crossover preview, but it's not been released yet, I don't think. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. We got tail F. Need to get terminal command here from Demon King Swamp. Yeah, so I'm just going to type in a terminal command here. Tail F var log system log pipe. Is that right? Pipe grep crash. That looks safe, right? That's a safe command, right? Yeah, or I could open the log folder. Library logs, diagnostic reports. Not really sure how much this helps. What does this mean? I don't actually know what this means. We have a crash caused by something. I don't know what this does. Let me just check as well as any updates. Because I haven't updated it since last week. So is there any updates for this? I didn't think Kingdom Come 2 is working yet. We're up to date. It's okay. Okay, let's try this one more time. And if this is effed, then we're gonna have to try something other way of doing it. Okay. Look in the console app. Okay, look at the console. Crash reports. So today is the 16th. Is that right? Also, this is my crash. Invalid bad access. Oop. Oh, this is one I just executed, right? Is the external drive making it a problem? That could be right. What I could do is shut my screen, and then that will simulate a drive. Let me try that actually. Okay, we're not screen mirroring anymore. This did happen to me with Game Porting Toolkit first version. Okay, let's try this again. Ugh. Press cancel by accident. Yeah, so XP Hunter, let me try just disabling the external display. Let's see if the kernel panics again. We're doing Visual C++ now. Is it going to crash? No. Okay, good. We're done. Well, I think what I'm going to do is just do it from the. I'm going to do it from scratch from crossover preview. So we have most people are not going to be running this from with an external screen. So that could be it. I had this problem with Wine 7.7. So using Whiskey, using that was an issue. Okay, so thank you very much. This is for the suggestion. XP Hunter. That's probably fix whatever issue that we had. Okay, so we've got crossover open. We're going to install Steam, and then install the bottle. Blah blah blah. This is ChatGPT advice. ChatGPT does not understand like cutting edge stuff because ChatGPT only understands things which it has been published somewhere on the internet, so it's not really going to help in this situation. I told you the Indian guy would fix it. Is XP Hunter Indian? Okay, good. Oh no, no, it just happened again. But it didn't happen with crossover 25. That's weird. What is going on here? I installed Elden Ring by Steam. Okay, let's just what the hell's going on here? Hmm. Okay. I can't believe that I got 200 people are watching this. Yeah, it could be the external storage. Okay. So I was having luck doing this. Let's just okay. Yeah, external display. Let's remove the external display. So I'm on internal only. Let's put on. Let's do it from here. Okay, let's try it. No external display. So my HDMI cable's out. Oh, I like this new brightness meter. The brightness one is and again, fucking hell. Is the external storage? Yeah, you can't install macOS Tahoe unless it's APFS. It's not overheating. For running this from a Case's 501 Pro, TB51 Pro. That happens to me on the same version of Crossover on Sequoia. Crashbot says something about Rosetta being stopped at the hardware level from trying to execute unsigned code. Maybe I need to install Rosetta 2. Okay, I could try on my Air. I do have Tahoe installed on my Air. So that is a possibility, but one I want to avoid in general. Because a lot of the games I want to test need like 24 gigabytes of RAM, which is nice, which my laptop does support. Ugh. So I don't think it's a display issue. Let me see. Let me just see if I've got Rosetta installed. Because there's a command for it, manually installing Rosetta. I remember doing this years ago. Maybe this is it. Maybe Rosetta wasn't installed properly. Okay, good. Let's try this again. Okay, we've manually installed Rosetta 2. Yeah, it's kernel panic. Try this one log show predicate event message contains panic last 10 minutes. I got DLSS working on Baldur's Gate 3, couple of crashes here and there, but nothing major. Crossover 25.0.1. CX patch Tahoe works wildly better than AMD FSR. Yeah, normal crossover. I'll try normal crossover and then we'll give up and use a different Mac because that might work better. It's quite fun, like diagnosing issues, right? But I played around with this last week and I didn't have issues, so I don't really understand what's going on. I don't think it's a problem with preview because I had it working before. What I could do is nuke my crossover installation and then just try again. Because the whole point of a Tahoe install is on a solid state drive is that fact it's a completely fresh installation. So it's a bit bizarre that this is not working. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to disable screen share. Then we're going to go back to crossover because I had successfully installed Steam there with the display off. And then we'll see, and then we'll get, okay, we'll try this again. This is a bit like what Mac gaming is like sometimes. It's like we're repeating the same steps over and over again. Almost as if we're going a bit crazy or something. Okay, so we're installing it into this bottle. Let's try this again, because this was working before. Is there a way to port macOS or Windows games to iPadOS or iOS? Not really. Not unless... You can't, because unless you can get an app to work, you can either sideload the app using AltStore or something like that, or you have to wait for your as some kind of like source port to get added to the App Store. Hey, late to stream. What am I trying to run? I'm trying to install crossover. Hit or miss at the moment. Okay. The other thing I'm going to try before we nuke everything, right, is I have crossover. I have my internal solid state drive. What I can do is I could copy my crossover from there. So if I go to my user folder on my internal drive, then I could go to my library and then copy over the Codeweavers support folder there. The crossover here. So I've got my crossover bottle here from the other computer. It contains a game, but we should just be able to copy it over, I think, into this drive, and then we should just be able to run it, I think. So let's just try that. So my macOS Tahoe, if I go into here, into my library folder here, go to, what was it? Just overwrite my crossover folder. That might do the trick. Okay, so just give that a minute. Thankfully, we're on Thunderbolt 4, so it should be pretty fast. Okay, we've got a lot of thing. Mimi Cow is your profile pic. Yeah, that's right. That's my wife maybe gave me that profile picture. Yeah, Rosetta is missing on iPad, so that's the big issue. But there are plenty of PC games which can run on iPad if you have a source port of some kind. So Scum VM can run all the LucasArts adventure games. If we run something like, I think DOSBox, and then also I think you can run like GZ. Is there GZ Doom on the App Store? Yeah, GZ Doom. You can run Doom, which is technically a PC game, even though it runs on a toaster. Yeah, A18 Pro. And then, there's lots of ports of PC games as well. So like XCOM 2 or something. It's kind of like a decent PC port. I consider that a PC game, even though it's like a multi-console platform release. Okay, fingers crossed it's gonna work because I really want to test out games. I'm not here to like install Steam because that is the most basic part of doing any kind of gaming right now. I shouldn't be getting stuck at the first hurdle, which is embarrassing. I wish Control port to iOS because it runs very well. I mean, I'm not exactly sure what the technical reasons are why it's not on iPad or even iPhone, because it seems to run fine even on the base M1 MacBook Air, so it should be fine on like an iPad with an M1. Or surely an iPad with an M4 could play Control. I'm wondering what's going to happen with Cyberpunk 2077 because we now have it running. We now have this game running on the ARM-based Switch 2, which is very exciting. I think what's happening with Cyberpunk is that we are going to be. It's probably going to. It's what it feels like. It feels like a Metal 4 release, something that's going to show off like a MetalFX frame interpolation. So it means that maybe, just maybe, it's going to require macOS Tahoe in order to run, and therefore it's only going to come out when the next refresh of the MacBook Pros comes out, which is due in about 5 months' time. So that's what I reckon might be happening with all this like MetalFX frame interpolation stuff. So we need to wait until macOS Tahoe comes out, and that always comes out when the next MacBook Pros come out. So it might be a substantial amount of time before that happens. Okay. Cyberpunk will have to wait for Metal 4, so it's gonna be late, yeah. It's a shame because it probably doesn't need Metal 4. Um, but if it's been built for Metal 4, then it can't run on Metal 3 devices, so it needs to be apparently it's a substantial rewrite. They can put it in AC Shadows, right? I think that needs a substantial rewrite. Like, they did use Assassin's Creed Shadows to demonstrate it, but I'm not exactly sure if that's gonna work like that. Because they just said it will benefit games like Assassin's Creed Shadows, but I don't think that Ubisoft are investing any more time and money into Assassin's Creed Shadows. Yeah, Cyberpunk can run on powerful Android devices. It can already run on base MacBook Air as long as you've got 16 gigabytes of RAM using translation layers. So nothing really stopping us from getting it running now, I think. If you want to play Cyberpunk, you can play it through crossover. It's perfectly fine. Okay, so while I'm waiting for this, let me just confirm that we've got our evaluation environment open, and then we're just going to double check the steps involved. So, okay, because this README is quite important. Okay, let's see here. I can't get this default to. Did anyone try DLSS on Expedition 33? Apparently, some people are having Expedition 33 issues with Game Porting Toolkit 3, like graphical issues. So I'm not sure DLSS is going to help in that scenario. Metal 4 is for frame interpolation and denoising. Yeah, I'm not sure. What is denoising, guys? What does that mean? What does denoising do? Because it's not clear to me what that does. Android Mac M1 not up to date for some reason. Are you trying to install macOS Tahoe, the developer beta? Metal also has new APIs for command encoding and barriers that map very well to D3D12 and Vulkan. Yeah, so that's what I've heard. We've got more makes it easier for games for the APIs for the Vulkan and DirectX 12 to be mapped to Metal 4. Okay, so denoising is ray reconstruction. So what is ray reconstruction? Is that like path tracing? Is that similar to that? So anything M1 above can use MetalFX temporal upscale, spatial upscale. Only M3 and above can use denoised temporal upscale. And funnily enough, MetalFX frame interpolation can be run A12 iPhones. Okay. iPhone X. Okay, so before we do anything, let's just make sure that I can actually open up Crossover Preview using my crossover data from before, okay? Just wait for this copy to 100% finish. You're trying to download 15.0. Sure, why is your JSIC Kerbo, why is 59.0 failing for you? Okay, good. Let's open up Crossover Preview. Let's just confirm we can open up Steam. Because if this doesn't work, then I'm just gonna have to switch laptop because this is a disaster so far. This is like 35 minutes of disaster. Okay, let's does Steam work? I'm not such a big fan of the way that all the icons have been rendered now. Denoising is basically used to make ray tracing achievable on current consumer grade GPUs. Okay. And decide what's your qualification. I don't have a qualification to do this. I'm not qualified to do this at all, really. I'm just have enough money to buy these Macs and I have a streaming PC. That's all you need, really, to be qualified to do this job. Failing and fail to personalize. Sometimes failing to personalize, that's like a time thing. Remember, I recall that being like an issue with the system time. The new terminal icon. I do like terminal, now it's changed, but I don't like how they've made these default transparent icons with this kind of gray background. I do think that's kind of ugly. Okay, so Steam is working. How to fix that error? I'm afraid I can't help you with that. Okay, Steam is working. Okay, so what we need to do now is do a basic modification of. Okay, how many kilometers do you have on your treadmill already? 2.28 kilometers. Okay, so we're going to get our stuff ready now. Okay, so we've got our evaluation environment, and then we're going to modify crossover preview. So finally, we're going to get into the meat of this of the business. Okay, so we're going to close crossover preview, and we need to make modifications to crossover itself. So we're going to go to applications, going to go to crossover preview, control click, show package contents to look inside. Go inside contents, and then shared support crossover, and here we have files that we need to modify. So we'll just check the README file here. It says here we need to copy wine lib external. So go to here, lib external, and we need to copy. This is just making a backup. It just wants us to overwrite everything here with everything in the wine lib external folder. Wine lib. What is it actually? Oh, it wants us to put it in lib64. This is like the worst tutorial ever, I think. Replace. Okay. So I've done wine lib external. Okay. Oh, let's just also make sure that we have metal HUD on. Okay, so that's part one. And then we need to change something here. We need to change the. So in crossover, yeah, we've done this. So move. Okay, rename. Okay, rename wine. So wine x84 86 Unix. Just need to find that. So just make sure we have the path file open. Already have this open. Okay, so we need to get the wine part. So wine x86 Unix. And then we need to rename our MetalFX to. So this needs to be copied as well. So I need to copy the wine. I think I need to copy the whole wine folder, right? I need to copy these in to replace. Yeah, okay. And then I need to, this needs to be renamed to the DLL. So I've got the, is that right? And then this needs to be renamed. So that's quite easy, right? I think the next time I do this, it'll be a lot easier. So we've let me think. Why can't I zoom in? Oh, I can do it. Oh, duplicate it. Fine, duplicate it. Zoom in a bit more. I can't see. Let me just unspell check it. How do we do unspell check this? Ugh. Okay, so we've done this. We've moved the lib external, and also we moved lib wine as well, and we've made. Okay, so we need to also copy nvgx and then this DLL into the bottle. So I need to go to my bottle and then change the. So I need to go to crossover bottle, and then go into my Steam bottle here. Go to C drive, go to Windows, and then System32, and then paste these two files here. Yeah, I've done this before on my when I tried this on Sequoia. Okay, and then I need to also change some environmental variables. So I think I also did this on my old computer as well. Yeah, so D3DM MetalFX. Okay, so what I was missing before was the other external wine thing as well. Okay, so got D3D enable MetalFX, result advertise. Okay, so that should be on default as well. So that's all that should be all we need to do, I hope. Okay, so let's open up crossover preview, and then I can't believe it's taken me an hour to get this far. I think that's correct. I'll know if I know that's correct if it has D3D Metal 3, and when I run Cyberpunk, it should give me a DLSS option. Got my NAS installed. Okay, try the new Spotlight to find settings. Bluetooth settings. That's cool. Okay, start a blade. Okay, let's do it. So I should in Cyberpunk, in the Windows version of Cyberpunk, I should have like a MetalFX. Well, I should have DLSS option open. So if you do this through regular crossover, then you're only going to have FSR, AMD FSR 3 with FrameGen, which is still pretty good, but the DLSS version is going to be slightly more exciting. Since you're on the World Cup, I'm going to ask you to bring out this damn hobnobs. I'm trying to keep off the hobnobs. Gained a bit of weight recently. I am signed up for the half marathon again this year, so hopefully I'm trying to lose even more weight. I've been doing a lot more like weightlifting lately, so I get my muscles bigger. Trying to lose the fat so I can actually see the muscle, which would be cool. Can you also try Silent Hill 2 remake for frame generation? Probably not at the moment, but eventually. I've got a list of games I want to try today. Avatar, AC Mirage, Assassin's Creed Mirage, Assassin's Creed Valhalla. I want to try Starfield. Okay, so Metal. It's not telling me. Yes, Game Porting Toolkit 3.1. How do I get to the menu? There was a shortcut I used to get to access the menu. It was like Command F or something. How do I get to the menu to click on the menu bar? Because I forgot how to do it. It was something like function F or something like that. Okay, let's just check settings before we do anything. Graphics. Okay. Yeah, that was what we got. DLSS super resolution. So if I just try high on DLSS as super resolution, let's apply that. Shift. Ah, yeah. Function Shift F12. Thank you very much, Verdeus Mustafa. There. I did have that written in my notes, but I've forgotten to do that. But how do I release my mouse cursor? Because I've got this. There was a key, another key to release the mouse cursor so I can get to the menu bar. It works with every app. I forgot which one it is. Let me find it. It's with Metal HUD. There's another key to release the. Someone said it in my last stream. I completely forgot what it is. Can everyone tell me in the stream, in the chat? There's a key to release the mouse cursor. Run this benchmark, and then someone can tell me. Okay. Because I can press Shift F12, but I can't click on anything on it. The new Metal HUD is nice. If I could actually configure this, so let me look this up because there was like there's a key that you can press to do it. I did it last time on my last stream. Something like function F or something. It's so cool because it tells you the input resolution. So it's going in at 720p because it's like MetalFX. It doesn't tell me. Yeah, it tells me what scaling mode I'm using. Command Option. Could be that. There was some kind of option key or something. Function Option. Control Option. Command Option. I'm pressing that, but I'm not. My mouse is. Control Option. The mouse cursor is not being released. Function F8. Or period button. Command Option G. None of these are working for me, no. It's Control Option. Why is it not working? Maybe it's for a different game or something. Okay, cool. So now it's so we were able to execute this with resolution with DLSS, but we can also turn on frame generation as well. So frame generation can be turned on. So instead of using FSR3, we can apply frame generation, which is very cool. We set it to high. Let's just try this again. Shift. So now we're using frame generation. Why is it like a lower frame rate? That's not right. I am working on a treadmill. Okay. Well, I'll try this on. I wonder what game I was testing at before. Which I had this the key command working, or maybe it's specific games which I'm testing, which has this issue. Thank you, Average Tony. Appreciate it. Why is frame gen slower than non-frame gen? Please reply. What did Think Again say before? Can't find your comment. So if you can just write again what you wanted to say to me, please. Think again, then I will reply. Do you have a preset for the upscaling, like quality or performance? Yes, that's true. But it says here the scaling input res is 720p. It is doing that. So, frame generation's off. So what's going on here? I thought I had frame generation turned on. Oh yeah, in quality mode. Let's try that. I tried with Stellar Blade, Hogwarts, and also Marvel Rivals. No issue. Looks like Cyberpunk have issues when I try to access HUD settings. Okay, maybe it's just a crossover issue then. So you need to restart the game when running. I'll have to restart the game. Okay, let's do that. Okay, thank you for the tips. This is why I live stream, because I don't really know what I'm doing, because I don't tend to play. The thing is, my PC, my Windows PC is so good at it's so powerful. I don't run frame generation because it goes at like 90 FPS at 1440p and ultra wide. I don't know why, but there's a bug when I play any game using crossover. The mouse doesn't lock in and just shows up randomly on the screen. Any idea what is happening? Often the way that the Mac captures your mouse, like duplicates. Is that what it is? I have a tutorial on a piece of software called Cursorcerer, which might be handy for you, which hides that mouse if it's duplicating. Okay, so we've got frame generation high, Super DLSS on quality mode. Let's see if this is working. As this, this is like a developer beta, so we're still in very early stages of this tool. I'm sure that once code weavers and crossover manage to play around with this a little bit more, then this is going to be a lot more exciting and more stable. So hopefully, yeah. So look at that on the metal HUD on the right, we have a new line which says frame interpolator, which is frame gen, and it says that it's enabled. Getting a nice frame rate of like 80 FPS. We are only inputting at 720p up to 1080p, but it looks really good still. Sometimes when you play with DLSS, it'll fill up your RAM. So the new Metal HUD on macOS Tahoe, it has a setting there, Metal, it shows the RAM usage, Metal 5.8. So that's video memory and then the app memory of 10.56. So it's using 16 gigs. 16 plus gigabytes. Do you need a new macOS beta, or can you run Game Porting Toolkit 3.0b1? You can run it on macOS 15, but if you want to use the new DLSS MetalFX hook, then you need to be running macOS Tahoe or macOS 26. Yeah, that looks good now. It is working now with a nice reset. DLSS frame generation's on, DLSS quality, 80.18 FPS. Let's just load up a save game. I'll just play a little bit for a few minutes. Is Game Porting Toolkit Plus crossover compatible with G-Sync monitor or any other VR feature? I'm not sure. It should be compatible with VRR. Stream crashed. Has it crashed? The most shocking thing for me is that there are practically no games with RT support for iOS. Stream is good, yeah. With the new advancements in software and GPT-3, I think M3 Max is very, very capable. Yeah, I think that the M3 Max is perfectly good, to be honest. This frame gen on quality mode. That's pretty damn good. Let's just load up a different save as well so we get some footage of. Let's go back to the main menu. NTE is coming to Mac and iPhone with... What's NTE? Does the DLSS version of FrameGen have less ghosting? I don't know. Can't really tell. Thanks for the Asahi Linux. I haven't done an Asahi Linux update, so if someone's done an Asahi Linux update, that's not me. Okay, I don't have more. I don't know where my save games have gone. I hope I'm not. They're not running NVIDIA's DLSS. They're running MetalFX on top of it. Okay, somebody told me that Jurassic World is working, and then we've got. Well, I'll try Veilguard as well. I think. Do I have this purchased? No, I'll just purchase this on my main computer now. Okay, we're just doing Jurassic World Evolution 2, and then I'll take requests as well. But I've got like a list of things I want to do. Starfield as well. I've got Starfield. I do actually have that game for some reason. What happened to this Jurassic? That was supposed to launch. Did that not launch? Somebody said this would be launching. Why don't you try ray tracing? Not that keen. Okay, I need to download Veilguard. Oh, I need to enter billing information for my card here, so I can actually pay for Veilguard by royalty. Just give me a sec. Just doing stuff in some admin in the background. Okay. Okay, so I've been told that this is wasn't working before, so okay, preset high. Let's just play this for a few minutes. Preset high on 67 box. Start game, okay. Have you tried 3D Mark? They've made a native M version. Yes, I have tried 3D Mark before. I'll test it again soon when I do some hardware testing in the future. Pablo Cop, can you be my dad? I'm not looking for any new children. I have my hands full with 2 kids already. One is a teenager, and he's a real handful. Hello, Andrew in chat. Has anyone tried World of Tanks PC version through the latest crossover? Is any better? Probably better, yeah. Although, I think it's a DirectX 9 game, right, World of Tanks? So it doesn't benefit from Game Porting Toolkit or D3D Metal. Okay, Game Porting Toolkit 3 works on Sequoia, and it will provide better performance compatibility. Look about what Matteo said about the HUD earlier. If you have mouse wheel in game, you can triple click on Metal HUD to show the option window. Okay, let's try that again. Oh, God. Okay, thank you. God. Thank you very much, Matteo. I don't know why my thing wasn't working. So what should I be enabling here? I haven't really played around with the metrics here. Screen refresh rate. Oh, is this useful? Layer scale and pixel format. Thermal state. Nominal. FPS graph. Frame number. Preset delay. Rich. Full. Full. That's pretty cool. I think full is the one we'll use. But what's the difference between FPS graph and the frame time graph? Because why doesn't full have that? Why doesn't full have the FPS graph? I think what I'll use is okay, good. Okay, let's go to a proper game. Let's see some dinosaurs. Which games have you tried using Game Board to get 3? Are there any performance improvements? I did see performance improvements in thing. Maybe I'll just put it on full. What's the difference between full and rich? Rich is less. Okay, some of that data I don't really understand what it means. Let's do like a campaign.
Jurassic World.
This looks like a cutscene. The frame time in this is the time that Mac takes to generate a frame.
Scientific breakthrough without any consideration of the consequences. So nature did what it does and unleashed chaos. This time we were deeper into the illusion of control and the chaos.
I'm gonna skip this.
Much worse.
Then we'll skip this.
And for a moment.
So I haven't really tested any Game Board Toolkit 3 games. I've been late to the party a little bit mostly because it's I just haven't had the time, and then I made the Steam video and the Rosetta 2 video last week, and I've been waiting for a moment where I can actually stream properly. So that's why I've been taking so long. Okay, we'll do a quickie of this Jurassic World thingy. I hope it's not playing licensed music, because that would be killing my stream for some reason.
Miracles of science to assets destined for exploitation.
Will Doom Eternal finally work? But because that's a Vulkan game, that's not going to work, I'm afraid. We don't have a Vulkan layer yet. Oh, I've got what is that? I've got.
And this means that dinosaurs and humanity have to find a way to work out their differences. To us, a desert is a wasteland, devoid of anything but the most extreme examples of life. But creatures once
I'm back. Okay, this cutscene isn't even done yet. God.
Hundreds of millions of years ago. Given the geological history that we're dealing with, dinosaurs walking among the tumbleweeds.
Can you show the temperature of the CPU GPU? I wish this would actually display it. I don't have any stats app installed on this yet.
Okay, I guess an introduction is in order. I'm Cabot Finch, Assistant Director of the U.S. Department of Fish and Wildlife. I know it sounds important, because it is, but let's not get bogged down in labels and...
Can I run Rockstar games? I think yes.
I'll make this easy. You work for me. See, nothing to it. You'll be working with the
I'll try some
experts.
Rockstar games
This
slightly
is
later.
Claire
Okay,
Deering
so
and
Jurassic World
Olga
Evo 2. I can't believe how many people asked me about
Yes,
this.
we have
Like,
firsthand experience.
yeah, it just says here thermal. Thermal says nominal. I don't actually know what that means. Maybe when I test out with the MacBooks Airs, which don't have any kind of let's just try it. I just want to see dinosaurs, okay? I don't really care about playing the game. I just want to see dinos. Hello, Athava Date. Welcome to the stream. Can't believe we've got 229 people watching this. And Game 14 Toolkit's been out for like a week now, so it's a surprise
You made it.
that people care so much. So I need to build an attraction. And build an enclosure. Okay, good. I don't really care about this game, so I'm just happy that it works. I don't understand why I bought it because it's in my library. I think I got it for like $2 or something. Okay, good. Let's try something a bit more exciting. Okay. We have yeah, let's do Rebirth. Because I really want to refund this because I bought it like a week ago. Have any of you guys had controller issues with crossover games? Because I think I read somewhere that there's some issues with running crossover games with the controller. Because I couldn't get, it didn't seem to be working. And someone said like disable high draw or something like that. So Final Fantasy VII had flickering texture geometry issues, which made it unplayable on Game Boy Toolkit 2.0, but apparently that's fixed with 3.0. So just give that a quick go. My Mac Mini was on 95 degrees and the graph was showing nominal. Okay. Does the M1 Pro chip need an update right now? Does he mean to upgrade it? I mean, I think that the M1 Pro is pretty old now. So 2021 release. So Ghost K-Web, how do you fix controller issues if you have them? Jurassic World Evolution was given free on Epic like a year ago. Yeah, this is Evo 2 though. Yeah, how do you fix the issues with crossover? With how do you fix the issues with the controller? Because I read somewhere something about the controller. Let me just look it up. Let me look this up. Magic. Okay, let's check the game controller. So I've got my Xbox 360, Xbox Series controller attached, and it can see it. That's working. See if it's X input or D input. It's both. Is that right? Instead of walking later in the day, walk while you work. Yeah. The treadmills for walking pads, as they're called, they are not that expensive. They're like £200 for one, which is pretty decent. So I don't know if MetaQuest Link works on Mac through any VM. Yeah, it can work through Parallels, but the results are going to be pretty bad, I think. I wouldn't necessarily try that. Okay, when you run Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, does it take a long time to open? Could Cyberpunk come to Mac? Could Cyberpunk come to Mac in update 2.3 or when macOS 26 publicly releases? It's going to be when macOS 26 releases because that is when Tahoe releases. Okay, let's start. Okay, I'm going to come back to Rebirth because I know it works because lots of people said it works. I've heard that Starfield works, so we need to do some shader compilation. I might relaunch like R1040. Do you mean relaunch the game or relaunch Steam or relaunch crossover preview or completely restart the Mac? Let me just check the because I'm using MSync at the moment. Let me just check the reports on. Okay, what happened was controls detected and D input don't work, so you have to force it to X input. It seems to be on D and X input. It's both. Bit weird. Okay, I've heard Starfield is working, so that'll be very exciting because I haven't seen any actual footage of it, but just a couple of Reddit comments saying that it is working. Yeah, so somebody was saying 6 days ago. Seemingly working perfect for me, although I'm running 26 beta. And then we also had somebody saying Rebirth was working. Oh, exciting! We've got a black screen. We have the metal HUD. How's it going so far? Need to let this build shaders. Okay, let's put this onto full. If it doesn't crash. Okay, please hit Battlegrounds. You mean PUBG? Oh, PUBG's not going to work because of anti-cheat. Starfield works in GPTK 3, but it requires Tahoe. But yeah, so that's what we're on. Cutscenes are blank. Okay. Maybe I shouldn't mess with the metal HUD settings first. I'm just gonna kill this, and then I'm gonna open it again without messing with the HUD, because I think I killed it by accident. It's a shaded compilation thing, something that PC games have to do all the time. Some games just do it so that to avoid shader stutter. If you use a Steam Deck, it automatically downloads the pre-generated Vulkan shaders that you'd have to do yourself. Okay, what other games are going to do today? Yeah, we're going to do Veilguard, maybe Outlaws. Yeah, PUBG ain't going to work on a Mac just because of no anti-cheat. Let's just let Starfield try to do the thing. Have I tried Red Dead Redemption 1? That works on GPTK too. I'm really interested in stuff that only works in 3. Yeah, it should be an automatic thing on all games. I mean, in theory, right? Code weavers should be able to, because all of the Mac shaders are all basically the same, right? Oh, this is exciting. That's very exciting. This is actually working. Okay, so earlier question about whether if your mouse is locked, right? What you can do is press basically function shift 12 to get the menu open, and you can click on this 3 times. And if you can't do that, I just found that if you press Command Tab and then click 3 times, the mouse will unlock there. Okay, so we're going to get our full HUD. Let's get some gameplay options up. Oh, art and Mac shade is all the same. I thought that at least it would be the same between like M1, between all of the M1 generation, all M2 generation, etc. I thought it'd be the same there. Newer GPU arches will have ISO changes. Okay. Let's put this on medium. Let's turn dynamic resolution off. VSync off. And then just go my controls. Okay, Starfield. I think this is the first time it's working on a Mac. I've literally not seen any footage of this being played on a Mac yet. Mac plus crossover plus GPTK renders the PS5 controller input in multiple games, regardless of whether the input or external is set. Enabling Metal DLSS immediately renders the gamepad non-functional. Interesting. Yeah, I mean, this is developer beta. This is crossover preview. I'm sure if you submit, I'm sure if you submit to a bug report to Code Weavers, then it should work. Okay, I own Starfield, but I've never played it. I have like 1,000 Steam games, literally. I've never played Starfield. But we're getting like 70 FPS.
Seals are good.
Okay, first time ever getting Starfield working on a Mac. Is Starfield popular still? Is Starfield a popular game? Starfield, Steam. What are we looking at here? 2,000 players playing at the moment, so not particularly popular at the moment, I'm afraid.
Yeah, totally. It's just like
My controller is working at the moment, so that's good news. It wasn't working on the other game that I was trying.
Thank you.
You're gonna be fine. Your first outing was solid. And, let's be honest.
Let me know in the chat whether the sound is too loud for the game itself, because I'm not actually listening to the sound at the moment.
Yeah, and the fact that I can pinpoint a helium deposit from 300 meters.
Not untrue. A shame we won't find any down here. But the metal deposits alone should pay for our own helium. Hell, after this, we'll have enough jump fuel to bounce from one end of the settled systems to the next.
Hey, more minerals, more money. And so the cycle repeats itself.
I think I'll do Veilguard next, I think, because in GPTK 2, we had major issues with Veilguard working. With the faces wouldn't render correctly. Lots of graphical issues again. Sound is at the perfect level, good. Got a lot of games to try. I might subscribe to Uplay for Uplay? Yeah, Uplay for a month, just so that I can get all of these Assassin's Creed games running.
Okay, let's see what we've got. How are we on time?
It's quite exciting actually getting this game running, because this is at the time that was released, people were saying that this is going to be like a really big deal. Okay, frame rate is going down a bit. It's quite graphically intense, right? 40, 50 FPS. By the way, trying to make stream latency lower in the next stream is... Yeah, why do you want me to put stream latency lower? I think, yeah, okay, I'll have a play around with that next time. Just because, I think it's because before I had issues with stream latency because I was using like a 5G slow connection, but now I've got my 1.6 gigabit internet with like 100 megabit upload, 150 megabit upload, then I think that's going to make my stream a lot more stable. So it used to be pretty unstable before, but now it's quite stable. So it's quite good news. So next time I'll put some... I need to follow this person here. Does Starfield have DLSS? Let's just check. No. Am I right in saying it's no? I've got dynamic resolution, which is not the same thing. You said you got the AC games running. Which one's currently doing an AC marathon on stream? And we'll have to play them on Mac with higher graphics than console. I've got my list on the bottom left here. So we've got AC Mirage, AC Valhalla, the Avatar game, the Ubisoft Avatar game, and Star Wars Outlaws. So that's from my investigation on crowdsourcing from Reddit. That's apparently what we've got. Let's just collect some minerals. Am I right in thinking the voices are all working? Because I know that in a lot of Bethesda games they don't really work that well. I'm going to test out some Ubisoft games soon, but I'm going to have to download them from scratch because I don't have them. But with my beefy internet connection, should be pretty good. Have I tried GTA 6 Enhanced? I don't think GTA 6 Enhanced is going to work, just because we have issues with the Rockstar launcher. This is the MacBook Pro with the M3 Max chip, 48 gigabytes of RAM and 40 GPU cores. So it's one of the higher end M3 Max chips. It's about nearly a year and a half old now. Andrew, in the graphical settings for Starfield, upscaling is more down. Okay, further down, let's see. Oh yeah, we've got upscaling here. DLSS. And we've got frame gen. Frame generation can be turned on. Oh. Yeah, as soon as frame gen gets turned on, can't use the controller anymore. That's true. So I've got frame gen turned on, and it doesn't say in the here. It doesn't say that MetalFX frame gen is turned on yet. Because it's it doesn't tell me whether... Where's the frame gen bit? Because it should say MetalFX interpolation. Do I have to, like... Do I have to, restart the game to get frame gen showing here properly? How am I coping with the weather right now? It's not bad, it's hot. Can I save the game here? No, I can't save. It was showing in the game, it's showing temporal scaling. Yeah, but I've got frame generation turned on, so there should be more. It should be here saying frame gen on. And with Cyberpunk, I needed to restart the game in order for it to work properly. So I could do that. Let me just restart. Let me just see if there's any difference, because it should say frame interpolation. Let me just load this up again. It is hot. Yeah, you need to be running macOS Tahoe beta in order to get this to work. So if you want game port, if you want to take advantage, you can run game porting Toolkit 3.0 beta 1 from macOS Sequoia if you wanted to, but if you want to take advantage of MetalFX and DLSS, then you want to be using macOS Tahoe to do it. And it is a bit buggy. I had a lot of issues just installing Steam in the first place through crossover, which is not normally a problem. Al dente, so that's the battery manager, right? Not working on a Tahoe yet. So mainly you're in the UK, right? I'm getting my loft conversion done, so I'm getting air conditioning in one room in my house. So I'm hot right now. Been walking for an hour and 40 minutes. I've done 5 kilometers of walking now. So it's brutal. So okay. eSync or MSync with D3D Metal GPT patched on crossover for CS2. Haven't tested it yet. Okay, so let's just put this on full. I just want to see whether this, so in theory, this should have the frame gen should be on. So if I start a new game, it should literally say whether the frame gen is on or not. So it doesn't say it should say the word frame interpolation when I'm getting, let me just try again. So TCL, does that say like TCL? Is that your name? TCL. TCL, right? TCL. I just tested FF7 Rebirth starts. I wait for about 10 minutes to enter the game. Okay, I might load up FF7 Rebirth then, and then have a quick pee break after I do this. I'm in the UK and loft conversions are the worst. We have a portable AC unit up there. It's the worst in the winter too, coldest room in the house. You need better insulation in your loft, which hopefully I'm going to have. Rebirth works, but you need to use eSync. MSync crashes the game. Okay, I want to load up with eSync. That's what I remember that you have to do, because other people said that. Okay, now you can see here on the bottom right of the metal HUD, it says frame interpolator enabled. That wasn't on before.
Oxygen's good.
Yeah, thank you, Ghost KWeb.
And you're fine.
I think, something's gone wrong here. I can hear the audio, but the thing is not working. Can you please check RPCS3 Metal Gear Solid 4? Okay. Well, you said it. Let's do it. Okay. I don't think frame interpolation is working on Starfield. So results may vary. Okay, so I've had my first super chat of the day. Let's do RPCS3. Let's do it. Do you want me to check out the ARM version? Do I own Metal Gear Solid 4? Or really, what the question should be, do I have... Okay, let's... what I'm going to do as well is I'm going to close this. Let's load this up into eSync. Then pause quit the bottle and then load Steam. Okay, so we'll load up FF7 at the same time. And then we're going to do ANJX's request for RPCS3. So I'm going to load the ARM version. Then we need to download PS3 updat. If any of you guys want me to test out a game urgently, this is how you change the course of the stream, so that we But just be aware that it might take me a bit of time. I only have like an hour left, about an hour. So, okay, we'll do that. And I've got okay, Tahoe's does an annoying thing as well with this security. Oh, good thing that this is the same as before, I guess. Did I get a Switch 2? I am tempted to get a Switch 2, but I don't play Nintendo games enough to really justify it. I still have a Switch that I barely use. That's like an issue, I guess. The only thing I really want to play is like the new Mario Kart game, but you know, I barely play the old one, so I should probably just use my Switch. I still have a Wii U as well, which I barely use. Ooh, the Metal HUD. This is the first time I've used the Metal HUD to look at a an emulated thing. How can I get full metrics? Okay, do I have Metal Gear Solid 4? That's the question really that we might have to answer. No, I need to guys, just wait a minute while I rip Metal Gear Solid 4 on my PS4 disc. Okay, good. While I'm waiting for that, let's get Rebirth working. It has to be with eSync. The Mario Kart world is legit the best Mario Kart ever made. Yeah, good idea. Do I think crossover will support HDR in the future? I hope so. It's not on my to-do list that much because I don't really capture that many games using HDR properly. Okay, it should take 10 minutes to open, so I'm gonna let that open. Just gonna make sure I've got my copy of Metal Gear Solid 4 is downloading right now. I mean, not downloading, I mean ripping. I'm ripping my legit copy of Metal Gear Solid 4 right now. Slip of the tongue. Okay, we've got like maybe a bit of time before that rips correctly. Is it in my PS4 folder? Yeah, that's the one that I'm ripping right now. Oh, this is PS3. PS4. We have Metal Gear. Ah, yeah, I do have it. God. Okay, that's stupid. Thank you. Guess K-Web. I thought I was looking at the wrong folder. God. Okay, so this needs to configure PPU modules. Let's just add the... I forgot that I ripped my genuine disk before. Can I drag and drop this? Let's pre-compile the caches. FF7 Rebirth waiting. Okay, we've got two things waiting. We've got that and then this. Do I need to create the caches? Can I just load this? Okay, let's get my pad working as well. Okay. Holy God, have you all the PS3 games? Yeah, thank you for remembering, because I forgot that I was looking at the wrong thing, because I've been testing Shad PS4, I guess. I've got a few games here that I've ripped from my genuine discs. But because of the super chat, we have and I actually do own Metal Gear Solid 4. I also didn't play it. I love Metal Gear Solid 2 and 1, but I find it really hard to get into 4. Like really, really hard. Why is this PPE modules taking so long? This is taking a while. Okay, I'm gonna take a quick pee break. Wait for these things to go. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Looks like nothing's happened. The PPE modules take a while. Okay, let's see. That is a while. But this Final Fantasy VII Rebirth shouldn't be taking so long. Because people are saying, I did load it in async. Yeah, the the Spider-Man 2 doesn't have a fix yet, sorry. Oh, it says it's gonna take 12 hours. Let me copy the whole thing over first. How do you remove this from list? Let me just copy it to my internal drive. That might help. If I just copy to the internal drive instead, so I put this on Tahoe, put this on downloads, right? Let's try that first. Can I emulate AVX2 on Parallels? You should be able to. That is a feature that Parallels added, but it's not very useful because a lot of the AVX games require DirectX 12, which Parallels doesn't support. Okay. So, how long does Final Fantasy VII supposed to take? 10 minutes, right? Have I waited 10 minutes yet? Don't think I have yet. I think if I copy to the internal drive, this should, in theory, run faster. How do I remove a game from the list? What I can do is drag and drop it, I guess. Can I just drag and drop this on again? Okay, hopefully this will go a bit faster. Because before I was going over 2.5 gigabit Ethernet, in theory, this should go faster, right? Let me check how long it takes to open based on the report that I read. Okay, so according to the report that I read, FF7 Rebirth needs to be launched a very specific way on crossover. So I'm just going to close Steam and just do this. It says we need to run this on auto and we need to run this on default. That's what it says according to Beelzebub. Okay, so I'm just going to reboot bottle and then do this again. Did you know that you can learn to change a tire in 10 minutes? I guess so, yeah. My new car doesn't have a spare tire, so I don't think I'll ever change a tire. My old car, I did specifically buy a space saver tire, but I don't have one on my new car. Okay, so it needs to be on auto and synchronization, apparently. So maybe this is the mistake I've been making. Okay. Okay, that's shaders are preparing there. What if you get a flat tire? I press the button on my Mercedes and then someone comes and picks me up. And that's the gist of what happens. So this is still using Game Porting Toolkit. So why did we require us to use default? Yeah, okay, that's a weird one. I'm very sorry, but Metal Gear Solid 4, we might not get around to testing this today because it's saying here 3 hours and 7 minutes. These shaders are going fast though. That's good news. Yeah, that's good news. Okay, so what else we're going to do today? We'll do Veilguard. I'm not sure we're going to have time to test more. I want to do more Uplay stuff. What I'm going to do is subscribe to Uplay now. I'm waiting for this other stuff to go through. And then I'll be able to easily download and install all the games that I need to. Edge cases for D3 Metal have not been considered, yeah. Yeah, let's get some Uplay going. Was it not called it's not called Uplay anymore, is it called Ubisoft Plus? Let's just do like 1 month of Ubisoft Plus and then I'll be able to let me see what games are included. Yeah, I think it might be worth me grabbing Ubisoft Plus for a month. Just save me a bunch of time. Okay, I'm just subscribing to Ubisoft Plus. Is it worth subscribing to Ubisoft Plus, or should I just buy all the games on Steam and refund them? Can I get Outlaws on Steam? Just check, actually. Oh, it's on sale at the moment. You know, I'm not doing Ubisoft Plus. I hate Ubisoft Launcher as well. I think I'll just get it on. I think I'll just buy them on the store on Steam and then refund them. Okay, so let me see. I'm gonna buy Outlaws first. And then which is the best Assassin's Creed game to try? I guess I could try Valhalla. Oh, Outlaws has a demo. Okay, I'm not doing that. Valhalla. I think I'll get Valhalla and I'll get it refunded later. And what else do I need? We need Last of Us Part 2 again. No, Last of Us has already tested that before. What other games are worth trying? I mean, I don't really like Ubisoft games anyway. I guess I'll get Mirage 2. What else? I think I'll get the Full Outlaws as well. Just download the Full Outlaws. It is on sale. Syndicate already works. Assassin's Creed Syndicate. What else we're gonna do? Okay, well, this Syndicate too, I guess. Okay. I'm sure I tested this before, Syndicate. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's Unity that I played. Is this the new official Steam map? No, this is we're still using Game Porting Toolkit. What other games look exciting? I had a whole list. Oh yeah, Avatar. That was it. Avatar's not exciting, but it's just there. We'll just give it a go. Just get my footage and run. So Avatar. Frontiers of Pandora. Hello from Peru. Thank you. Okay, we're in Final Fantasy VII. I'm going to approve this payment of £184 to buy all these stupid games that I'm going to refund. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, did this stop? Yeah, I'm very sorry. I will include this in my video and see whether this is any good or not, but I don't have time for this to compile. It's just 2.5 hours. I don't have that time. So promise I will include this in the next stream, which may be as soon as tomorrow or this evening. Okay, so I'm going to close this for now, and then we're going to run Final Fantasy VII Rebirth and just play around with it a little bit. Okay, so okay, I'll just get. Oh. Okay, good. Let's look at graphics. Graphical quality, let's go high. Let's go for 100% scaling at high preset. So that's okay. So that's okay. Andrew, just give me a brief summary of what this is, because I have a MacBook and I would love to see if it improves games. It does improve games quite a lot. So we are running macOS Tahoe with Game Porting Toolkit 3 and MetalFX and DLSS. So it does make quite a big difference. Also want you to note that AC Syndicate graphical glitches take place after getting out of the factory introduction of AC Syndicate. Okay, so I need to try that a bit later. Okay, I'm going to compile like a list of things. I'm going to turn the graphics settings down a little bit because it's a little bit heavy. Let's turn this down to, there's no DLSS on here, but what I'm going to do is change the graphics quality to medium. And then we'll change the, I guess I could change the resolution scale to 50%. That makes it, if I put it 60%, that's quality mode, right? That's very close to 720p. That's quality mode, basically. Medium at 66%. And then we are getting 45 FPS in this. I think it's a Nibelheim, right? This is the beginning of the end of Final Fantasy VII.
So, any friends here you want to see? Maybe a girlfriend?
If you need help, just say the word.
Well, we're still getting some graphical issues here, but it's much less pronounced.
Good. We need to get this finished.
These soldiers are really something.
Let's try turning the scaling off. Just go to 100, okay, see what happens. Let's go to medium and then 50%. No, medium and then 100%. No scaling at all. Hello, we will be more than happy if you do some testing on entry-level MacBook Air. I mean, I will do eventually, but I'm more interested in testing games out and seeing what works, and I'm not really interested in what's performant. Okay, personally, I'm getting some graphical issues here. Why is that? Because I've been donated footage of this game running, and we don't have any of these graphical problems.
You guys need anything? Just say the word.
Let's just run this at 60. Let's use that suggested scaling options. Oh, DLSS is running. This is similar to what we had before, but we are using 3.0.
Is it fun being a soldier?
Don't make any trouble for Sephiroth.
It is running a lot better than before, but we still have these graphical issues. I'm not sure what's causing this because, according to the footage that I have, let me turn DLSS off.
Here, we're safe. Now I can go back to hanging my laundry outside without worrying about a monster.
The clip that was donated doesn't use upscaling. So how do I turn off upscaling in this? How do you turn off the upscaling? Because we have anti-aliasing method. We just go 100%.
Feeling it. Bet you wouldn't mind if the survey team had to come in. Finally.
Still getting these issues. Let me just try restarting and then we'll just try this again. But the footage that I got from Beelzebub didn't have this issue at all. In fact, it seems pretty much like perfect, like it runs pretty much perfectly. Let me try temporal scaling. Yeah, temporal scaling is what's working. Let me just load this up again then. Okay, let's see. Let me see if this is warning any better now. Dare I say it's because he's on the M4? Quite possibly. Let's see if you have any issues with this again. Never mind, he has some problems with DLSS. So yeah, I'm looking at the report. Let's see if this makes a difference. Dune Awakening won't work just because it doesn't have Dune Awakening won't work because of the anti-cheat, right? Let's check what we've got here. Okay, so we've got, let's go to custom medium. Let's go to 100%, no scaling. DLSS on. Let's go to TAAU, temporal. So I've restarted already. Okay, restarting helped. Okay, restarting helped.
Then I stop by my mom's. Not that it matters.
Sure it does.
Me too.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Hey, what's Nick car like?
Yeah, so no graphical issues after restarting. So it might be that compiling. So we're running TAAU. Oh, back to problems again. It is better. I just saw an issue there.
We're safe. Now I can go back to hanging my laundry outside with
So how did it feel being back up there?
I don't know.
Classic scene from Final Fantasy VII.
After 2 years.
I haven't finished remake yet. I haven't finished the first remake yet. I found it quite boring actually. So I'm not that keen on playing it, to be honest. Sad. Okay, Final Fantasy VII, better position, much better than it was before, but still not good enough. Sorry. I wonder if I try this. I do have a MacBook Air M4 behind me. I will test it out later, see if that works better. Okay, let's do Veilguard. I think I've got time for like 2 more games, and then I'll let might also be because of the metal HUD. Is it because of the metal HUD? It could. It's and feasibly it could be. I repeat, I'm always on Sonoma, not on Tahoe. Okay. Well, why is Steam taking up almost 9 gigs of RAM? Is it? Just feel a bit sluggish. I think what I might do is kill it. I'll kill crossover. I'll start from scratch again because it feels very sluggish. Okay, so I want to test out like 2 more. I think 2 more games. I think we'll do. I think I'll just download Star Wars Outlaws. Ooh, did I just click on something? Dragon. Just clicked on. Whoops. Didn't mean to add that onto my screen. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add with Dragon Age. Okay, because we had face issues with this game earlier. Not that people want to play this game because apparently it sucks. Ryan. Andrew Dread. Okay, so what we're going to do now is oh yeah, I'm just going to download Star Wars Outlaws in the background. 67 gigs. I'll install it using my other computer so I don't slow things down. Is there no way to like always make the metal HUD show the full logging? Can I test PoE2? PoE2 already works with Game Porting Toolkit 2. I really want to test stuff that is either massively improved or it's just generally better. Yeah. Okay, shaded compilation. So guys, can you hear drilling in the background? Because I've got drilling going on. My electrician's doing some drilling work. But my my voice thing. My AI voice filter is filtering out, I think. Your mic changed, yeah. Because I think when my electrician's drilling, doing some work, and then when there's a big noise that's happening in the background, I think the Elgato Stream software is like filtering it out, which is quite impressive. So I'm using a Wave Mic 3, and it comes with a software which enables audio audio filtering. Like if I turn it off, right? Can you hear my treadmill? So that's off, right? And this is on. So you can't hear it at all. NVIDIA noise removal. I don't really like that one. I did try that one, and it introduces artifacts into the audio, which I don't like at all. The stream software works the best, I think. Yeah, I had massive problems with using the NVIDIA voice removal. So you leave Logic Pro access your mic input with loopback being in the middleman. Interesting. Okay, so if this takes this long to compile shaders, it might mean that we're not able to do all of the stuff I wanted to do today. But Outlaws is downloading 60 gigabytes of data, and it's going to take about 8 minutes. So I love having fast internet connection. It's so good. I'm really happy with that. Because it means that I can take requests. I mean, like if I had to do that Metal Gear Solid 3 thing, then Metal Gear Solid 4, then I would have been able to download that quite easily too. Am I able to run Age of Empires 4 successfully? I've not tried it. I doubt it would work because often there are issues with games running through Microsoft Login, ironically enough. Like that's the end boss of Mac Gaming, Windows Mac Gaming is the Microsoft Login screen. Doesn't render correctly. Also you have the AVX stuff. I mean, it's worth trying, I guess. Okay. Quality of life upgrade. So mainly you're a music producer and you also stream Mac games? Let me just check you out. Do you stream on your channel? You have a channel? Okay. What else have we got that is interesting? How far the DXMT development at? Well, apparently the new version just got released, so let me pull that up while we're waiting. Oh, 0.60. So what's fixed here? HDR support. Oh, DX10 implementation. That's interesting. Okay, we're going to implement. A lot of stuff is going to get unlocked by Metal 4. So there's Metal 4 interpolation. Well, DXMT is a fantastic addition to the whole Mac gaming ecosystem. There's like so much. There's so much like going on here with this. Yeah, I'd be excited to see the changes that are made in Metal. Let's see what's going with Molten VK as well. Molten VK, of course, is a massive cornerstone. A lot of stuff uses Molten VK. Obviously, it's better to have a full Metal implementation, but if we can have Molten VK up and running, then it's often very good. 3Chain is amazing. When you want to learn development, pipelines are going to contribute, but I don't understand anything. Yeah, these guys who do all this like open source dev work are amazing. Andrew, can I test GTA 5? Eventually I will, I suppose. I'll do a video about Metal 4 later. Currently there's no games that use Metal 4. So my theory is that Cyberpunk is going to be the first Metal 4 game of any kind of note. But let's just press credits by accident. Oops, meant to press settings. I don't really like the new Tahoe settings either. Oh, DLSS is already enabled here. Graphics preset medium. Okay, so before when we played this game, we had major issues with faces being rendered correctly, but apparently this has been fixed. We also can see frame interpolator on the right here. It says it's enabled. Let's just turn the metrics on to full. And then maybe we'll scale this down a bit. Is there a way to like consistently scale this the same way? Because I don't want to have to keep changing this for every game that I play. Yeah, this I can see this like maybe it's like a buffer thing. I can't see when I have DLSS turned on. I can see that it's working, but it's the game is being run in the background. Okay, I might have to quit out. Yeah, I can see it's there. Let's turn DLSS off. That's better. Okay, so what are the actual graphics settings that we're using here? VSync off, graphics set to medium. I've probably set this to high then. But it won't let me because I'm running a high. VSync off and no upscaling. Probably need some upscaling because it's not quite not working as good as it could. Let's put this a bit adversarial quality mode. Okay, let's just restart this and do this properly. And then this might be the last game we test today at this juncture, but we might do a follow-up this evening or maybe tomorrow. Might have more time tomorrow, to be honest. I'm not just talking about liquid glass, I'm talking about the icons that have changed, the settings icon finder. I really don't like this finder icon. I think it's a massive... I like this interface, this window. I do not like this icon. It's like fuzzy edges. It just looks not clean. Not a fan. Okay, so let's see here. So we've got, okay, so we've got high, set to high, FSR set to quality mode, graphics preset set to high.
Harding's this way. She'll get us to Dumont Plaza. Then
Okay, this is good. Looking 50 FPS at this upscale method. Whoa. Okay, almost fell off my treadmill.
Solar
So we didn't have this face issue anymore, so we don't have the graphical issues. So very exciting that, you know, it looks like Apple are trying to like fix everything. Make all games run on a Mac for some reason. Okay, so I think this is going to be the last game I test today. Before I go out, I have to go pick up my son. He has to do a sports thing. What I'm going to do is I'm going to let Metal Gear Solid 4 like completely run. And then see what happens.
You're safe now. Get inside and bar the doors quick.
Thank you, miss.
It takes 3 hours to compile all of the caches necessary.
I've been doing the
And a lot of demons.
That was a lot of demons. The Archon's palace was taking shots at us too.
Gets the blood pumping.
Have you got my gear?
right. Where's Nev?
Venatori got to
Nice.
Yeah, so we've got...
Demons.
I really don't like what they did with Dragon Age. Like, the way they ruined Dragon Age. Like, Dragon Age Origins was like Baldur's Gate 3 level of good. You know, Mass Effect 2 level of good. It was so good, right? But then they tried to make it something else. Like, they kept trying to make it into a live service game or an action game. I really don't like Dragon Age 2. And it was very boring because the environments were all the same.
I think that's the last.
And, you know, what they've done with Veilguard is just terrible. Some of the clips I've seen of some of the...
Catch yourselves up if you need it.
I don't get it.
Some of the stuff is kind of crazy. I don't like how they made this an action game. Like Baldur's Gate 3 is such a good turn-based RPG, and you know, Dragon Age Origins is basically like a successor to Baldur's Gate 2. It's so good, right? Or Dragon Age Origins, but they've really ruined this game.
Oh no, I think that's too much.
The lore is so interesting. Sometimes companies just find ways to ruin things. Apple have ruined the Finder icon. Well, luckily, I think it's not actually final yet. So it's possible that it could get better. I forgot that I'm running this on default. I don't even know if MSync is on yet. So it might be that this will run better with MSync, because we're only getting like 30 frames per second here. Let me just do this. Let me just quit actually and just see if this will run in MSync. Then I've got to go. I'm trying that way and run well on my great M-Form Pro. Only problems offline. Yeah. Did you try Robber Clobber? Did you try running the game with the Seamless Co-op mod? Because I heard that that is a good way to play the game. MSync and D3D Metal, I think, is the way to go for almost all games, apparently, apart from FF7. Let me just force quit. Try this again. So there's a mod for Elden Ring called Seamless Co-op mod, and it basically allows you to use the Steam invitation system to directly invite friends to your Nightwing game. And it worked for the original Elden Ring. Because you have anti-cheat, you need to have a way of doing it for other games too. Yeah, so if you have a friend that you want to play with, then basically you can put together... If both of you install the mod, then you can both play together because you're not engaging with the anti-cheat servers. Can I get more FPS in Euro Truck Simulator 2 with this new update? Yeah, the best bet with anti-cheat, with Euro Truck Simulator is to run it using crossover and DXMT. It's an absolutely excellent way to run the game. Just want to see if this is running better. with MSync because it's meant to provide better performance. I think the performance is better already with MSync. Because it was getting like 30 FPS before. Now it's on 55. Yeah, so make sure to turn MSync on. Oh, this is way better. 55 FPS.
Cross paths with them in the Veil Jumpers. They were hunting for magic and putting people in danger.
Yep, that's them.
Because it was kind of a bit disappointing before. Because we're only getting about 30, and this is an M3 Max chip.
Guess we're sliding down.
They're allies of Ned Gallus. Kill them all.
MSync is the way. Yeah, you're right. Oh, frame rate's dropping a bit. Okay, it's still 45. It's still way better than before because it was like 30 before. I'm trying my best to bail on Windows outside of work. I have Linux on my other gaming machines, which basically are great. Yeah. If you've got a gaming PC that runs Linux, you're in a much better position than trying to run this game on a Mac. You're just being a masochist if you're trying to run this on your Mac.
Another barrier, but it looks like Nev's work, not the Venatori's.
Can I try Dead Island 2? Yeah, we're supposed to get a Mac version at some point. And it's now over a year now, so kind of sad we don't have that yet. So running Euro Truck Simulator on crossover is better than native? Yeah. So basically, the Windows because the Mac version uses OpenGL, which is an old graphics API, the Windows version being run through DXMT, through DirectX 11, runs way better. Also, it runs better through D3 Metal as well. Would you be willing to try the new DXMT update? It added DirectX 10 support. Stuff like Dark Messiah of Might and Magic will probably work better. Does that use DirectX 10? Okay, have I tried frame gen with Warframe? No. Bit reluctant to try with these online games because I'm not sure frame gen helps that much with online competitive games because like you don't want to necessarily use that much because it doesn't improve your input your input frames. It just inserts frames between. It doesn't help your like performance, even though it's more frames.
In person, but I did find hints of old magic.
Our cutscene's locked to 30 in this game. Let's just skip this, skip.
So if we do catch Solus, or the Dread Wolf, whatever he calls...
Can I save?
Self, what's the plan?
Okay, good.
Wants to bring down the veil. Hopefully that ritual takes his full attention.
I think you missed my message earlier, but DX10 was primarily added for Rockstar Games launcher. DX10 might not be as powerful as DX11, yeah. There's, I know GTA 5 has a DX10 mode. I'm not sure DXMT works with GTA 5 yet, the legacy versioning. Warframe has a thing where you can reduce frame latency, and with DXMT it works so well, it feels native. Ironically, you know, Warframe has a native version on mobile, on iPhone and iPad, so it would have been pretty trivial to bring it over to Mac. shield toss. It just seems this is such a gimmick attack. Like trying to make action game, like Avowed. They're trying to make an action game. They're trying to make God of War. GTA 5 doesn't have a D3D10 mode. It just has a D3D11 feature level 10 mode. Oh, okay. Sorry for my mistake. Thanks for answering. I was disappointed running Euro Truck Simulator 2 natively as it starts to stutter quite a bit. It makes a big difference with crossover. If you watch some of my M4 Mac videos, I did a comparison in one of those where I compared directly DXMT versus the Mac port, and it's like more than double the difference. Yeah, AC Mirage is still not on macOS. Very sad. Okay, so I've got a bunch of other games that I want to test in the future. So I'm not ending the stream in a minute, but I bought about £200 worth of games, and we're going to be testing a lot of the next one. I want to do Avatar, Mirage, Assassin's Creed Mirage, Assassin's Creed Syndicate, Assassin's Creed Valhalla, Star Wars Outlaws, and these are all games which are now working new. If you see any more, then make sure to write a report on yeah, Battlefront 2 works. I know that works already. I'm really interested in seeing what stuff didn't work before and that now works. Yeah, and there's loads of stuff which now works, which didn't work before. So I'm really excited about that. Let's see here. Whew. 8 kilometers, 8.3 kilometers is what I've done. Oh my God, I'm tired now. It's a lot of walking. Well, yeah, I'm gonna do another stream soon. I'm not sure when, but it's gonna be another 2 or 3 hour Monster One to cover those last few games. If you have any requests for other titles, make sure to let me know because I can test those out. And before I forget, before I go, I'm gonna leave my Mac on, and then we're gonna run RPCS3, and we're gonna try and run that. I'm gonna try and run that Metal Gear Solid game. So yeah, it's local. Imagine GTA 6 on macOS. Yeah, one day. Have you been walking for the whole 2 hours? Yeah, 8.3 kilometers. Oh, I feel tired now. Now to sit in the car for 2 hours while I pick up my son and take him to his sports thing. If you want recommendations for native games, just check out my, if you check out my M4 Mac videos, where I've got loads of these videos where I talk about Mac games. Some of them are native, some of them are crossover. Just check out all of these. I've got loads. On my YouTube channel, there's loads of game recommendations, best Steam games, best multiplayer games, best MMOs, loads and loads of different recommendations, best games of 2024. I've got down here, I've got like best games on Steam. Yeah, 30 best games on Steam. Yeah, DirectX 10. I remember Crisis, the first Crisis 1 was really DirectX 10 was one of the first games I tried DirectX 10 on. And yeah, Forza Horizon doesn't work just because of the anti-cheat. So sorry about that. Okay, I'm gonna let this run. I was saying here 1 hour and a half. So next stream, I was gonna start with this, and then we'll see if this works better. Anyway, thank you guys for watching the stream. I'll be putting one together very soon. Maybe today, maybe tomorrow. Maybe I'll do both. Who knows? Because there's a ton to cover. Anyway, thank you for watching. If you have any suggestions, leave a comment for new games which might work with Game 14 Toolkit 3, and then I'll be compiling this all into a video in the very near future. Yeah, 8800 GTS, I remember that. Okay, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.